iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts,
playlists, and listen live on the free iHeart app.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Well, we love our next guest. Matt Nable is a friend of ours. It's always great to have him on for a chat. As we said earlier, he's the voice of Fox Sports, the big dramatic man you hear from before the big games.
That's on his business card.
Well, I was going to say he's known for his role in Mr. In Between, most recently apple cider vinegar. He's up for a silver logie with that. He's an author. He's an ex-NRL star. His business card is a fold-out.
What doesn't he do?
Well, I'll tell you what he's doing. He's on Who Do You Think You Are tonight on SBS, and he joins us now. Matt, hi.
Hello, guys. How are we? It's lovely to see you guys, as always.
Good to see you. And this particular Who Do You Are is fraught because it starts with you doing it in 2023, and then, you tell the story.
So I started it in 2023. It was around May 2023, and about 5 days into it or 4 days into it, I was travelling over to Perth, and my brother, who had motor neuron disease, had been diagnosed about 12 months before that, had got aspirational pneumonia and went into hospital. I got a phone call to say, look, you should come home because he might not get out. He did get out. He went back to hospital again a couple of months later and survived another 8 months, and then he passed away in March in 24. And I'd forgotten all about it, about, who do you think you are? And they came back and said, look, we'd love you to finish it. So I went back and finished it last year, not long after Aaron passed away. So, look, the journey for me was really, really emotional. There was Aaron, before he passed, was really quite excited. He couldn't talk at that point, but he was really excited about finding out about all our heritage and, and where we came from and who was who in the zoo type of thing. And, when I was there the first time, he could still use his hands at that point. So he was sending me text messages trying to fill me in and ask questions. And of course, look, I was always going to tell him because we knew he wasn't going to be around. So, when they got me back, it was a pretty emotional sort of journey.
Oh,
yeah.
I bet. I've been looking at what you discovered. I've also done Who Do You Think You Are? And one of the main storylines I had was about women in early Australia, early white colonisation of Australia, having to keep the family going when there wasn't a man around. And you've got a similar story.
Yeah, look, on both sides, but particularly on my mother's side, I've got to be careful not to give too much away. But there was, an abandoned woman with, a 3 times great grandmother, I think, of mine, who had 14 children, and she was abandoned. She was left, and the mother before that, the husband died quite early, and so they were left, to fend for themselves. It was what that really showed me was, when they were colonising out here, that just the conditions in which these people were living we have no reference, none whatsoever. 14 children living in a room the size of what I'm in now in an office. Sickness. It was really, really dire, and it was really, really difficult. So the women, from my mother's side, were remarkably strong, and they had to be. But yeah, you really got a real perspective and an insight as to what it was like for these people when they first came here. It was just, there is no common ground or no reference that we could sort of point to here.
No, it's frontierland, wasn't it?
This is stuff, and maybe you should do. This is something you should maybe do, because remember back in the 70s and 80s, John English was always in those, convict era type shows, because He was
always wearing one of those jackets.
It was always. It's almost like
12 ribbons and things.
Yeah, they only had one. They only had him and John Waters with sideburns.
Yeah, Rush.
That's right.
I think we bring back the convict era drama, because
TV show. I'd love to do that.
Well, you look at the length and breadth of you. One of my favourite characters you played, of course, was Dave in Mr. In Between. But then you played, so you're a bad guy. But then you played a Gary, a good guy in Underbelly Badness. So begs the question: which are you better at, good or bad?
Look, Matt, I'm either really good or really bad. There's very rarely do you find something in the middle. Although I did do apple cider vinegar, which was a real departure. I just got to be a dad and a husband, so that was great.
That's it.
Yeah, you were incredible in that, and I know you're up for a silver logie for that. Yeah. So good luck.
Oh, thank you for that. I'm not sure I'll go, but thank you.
Well, you should go.
Well, ringing endorsement.
Go. Why don't you?
been to too many Logies.
Okay.
Speaking of underbelly.
Well, mate, it's always good to talk to you. Maybe you should be our hype guy because, like, I like when you do all the NRL stuff. These two came from the main streets of Sydney.
Yeah, get me across, mate.
Send us an invoice. Matt, it's always good to talk to you. Who do you think you are is tonight, 7:30 on SBS and SBS On Demand. Mate, great to catch up with you.
Yeah, it's always great to see you two guys. You're two of my favourite people, so thank you for having me on.
Give our love to Cass. Nice to talk to you.